Sam Heedy here, all the way in Dubai. Is that correct?
Hell yeah.
Tell me, like, Dubai is literally one of the places on my what's it called? Wish list. Dubai is on my wish list, and I want to go there one day. What's it like?
Dubai. Where do I even start? I just like to preface by saying this. Everything that you've heard about Dubai, it's probably true.
Damn.
So it's a mystery. But yeah, everything's good apart from the flood, so that's all right.
Yeah, I heard y'all got literally like a year's worth of rain in one day.
Yeah, that's like literally the worst flood in 75 years of history in the country. So
yeah, it was bad. Cars were literally underwater. I was like,
it's so bad.
Fuck.
It's so bad. Yeah, so I've never seen anything like it. Thank God we're safe. But yeah, I mean, you just gotta move on with life, I suppose.
How'd you end up in Dubai? Is that where you're born, or did you move there?
No, I didn't actually plan to move to Dubai. It just happened. So I'll tell you a quick little story. It's the craziest story ever, right? So basically, I posted a video on my YouTube that was about 4 years ago, and someone commented on my post, right? If you look through my older posts, I did like an interview with one of my students. So I basically helped this student of mine to get more clients for her business. So the guy was watching the video and he booked in the call with me. Right? So fast forward, he signed up to my mentorship program, which was back in 2021. So I had this thing where I was helping some of the agency owners to get new clients, through content and through outreach and also through organic marketing. And he essentially became a student. And now he's like literally my best friend in Dubai. So we met literally from a YouTube comment.
Damn, that's how we met. YouTube, people are underestimating YouTube. That's literally how we met.
Hell yeah. So I got invited to this podcast. I don't even know what I haven't got a clue, but I'm here just to have some fun.
Yes, no, you're here. You're here to tell your story. I'm interested in your story, because you said you started your agency and stuff like that. But like, people think it's all easy. You know what I mean? People think maybe you're successful now. They're like, oh man, Sam's he's successful now. Like maybe it wasn't like that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to kind of see where you started and then like how you ended up in Dubai. Like, come on, like that's crazy. Everyone, like that's literally dream destination that for one I want to go to. I'm not sure about other people watching, but like, I want to live in Dubai. I want to be ranking in millions and millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to be skydiving into fucking the best city literally in the world. So it's crazy. And I'm glad we were able to meet on a YouTube comment. I found you from Dan Henry because in February 1st this year, I was roasted on his show. He hasn't posted the video yet, but I was on the show. He roasted me. And since then I've been like, everyone I see on the show, I'm like, man, like Dan's the man. Dan knows his shit.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So you actually got to meet Dan. He went to Dubai and you actually paid to meet with him. What was that like? And like, what did you, you don't have to go into too much detail, but like, what are some of the things you just took away from y'all's discussion?
Yeah, I'll share everything.
Okay.
So that was back in February, like a couple months ago. I was in Dubai and I thought it would be a perfect time to meet Dan because he was coming. So I had some questions with regards to my creative business that I wanted to kind of like get his insights. So basically what happened was I went to the mastermind along with my business partner in Dubai. And then we didn't know what to expect because it was just a Q&A session. But it was more about the network that we kind of like formed, really. So we we saw like maybe like 4 or 5 other people in a similar situation. Some of them are just starting out with their business, but I think it's just that proximity. So Tony Robbins, he said something like, proximity is power, right? So you got to be around the right people to scale your business. So anything that I do in my business is always going to go back to, how do I make more money? Right, which is like the number one question every business owner should ask, is like, how can I make more money? And for me, the mastermind was such an amazing, it was an eye opener, because I've never ever attended any mastermind live. It's always been online. I bought some online coaching program. It's never been like a physical one, right? So to go to a physical sort of like mastermind, it was from like 9 a.m. to like 6. So it was a long day.
Damn.
And yeah, so it was worth the time. I would say, like, I've polished my sales process, and we signed like probably like 12 clients.
After the mastermind?
After the mastermind.
Yeah,
and I would credit that to Dan, because he actually helped me out a lot with the sales process. So I had some sales questions. So we were doing, pretty all right for our, revenue. So I was asking him, like, how do I weed out, people who are not serious, people who are wasting time, tire kickers, for example. So I would literally ask him, hey, this is what I'm currently going through. What do you think? So he thought, he thought, like, he came up with like a plan right then and there. And he told me, like, okay, do this, don't do this, and don't do this. And I thought, wow, that's exactly what I needed. It's like a one-on-one session. And the thing about masterminds or buying coaching programs, this is what most people do not understand about coaching programs and like courses. They think it's going to be like the thing that saves them from failing in business or something, right? But the thing is, when you're buying courses, coaching programs, or masterminds, it's just that 1 or 2 little tweaks that you need in order for you to sort of like achieve what you want.
To start making some money?
Yeah. So like maybe like one sales process, I've got my sales process dialed down, but I've got like holes and like leaks just I need to cover, right? So I needed someone that was experienced enough doing sales. And you could tell like Dan is really, really, really good when it comes to sales. So I think that was really an eye opener for me, because he kind of like taught us a lot of different ways to close deals, to warm up the prospects. And I also had a lot of mindset shifts during the during.
Can you share some of those? Can you share? I'm big on mindset. Can you share some of the mindset shifts that you might have taken away from him?
Yeah. So the number one thing I learned was proximity is power. Right. So back then I was obviously doing everything myself, and obviously I do have coaches that I work with, but I actually got in contact with a couple of people in the mastermind who came as a guest. Literally were there just to listen to Dan talk about, certain topics and stuff like that. And after the mastermind, I went out with one of my, mastermind team members, and we started chatting about business. And this guy's like, I don't know, 12, 15 years older than me. So he's got heaps of experience in like business. So yeah, managing employees, managing your team, managing your cash flow. These are all the little things that you can't ever get if you were to buy like an online course. I mean, I'm not against courses. I'm pro courses. I have a course. But the thing is, if you are around successful people, then you feel that fire in you to just do something, even though you know that you might fail. You know that, hey, it's all right. Like these guys have done it. And I'll tell you something really funny, right? So I was really feeling down the day before that mastermind session with Dan. Do you know why? Because my ads.
Because why?
My ads weren't working.
Ah, damn. Okay, your ads weren't working, and you didn't want to go in there, or you spent too much money.
Yeah, so basically my cards were all blocked. All my credit cards were blocked. I don't know why, but
Damn, you got Andrew Tate. They Andrew Tated you.
yeah, I got tated.
They Tate canceled.
Yeah, I got cancelled by Mark Zuckerberg. So that was depressing because there was like a week and I didn't run like anything, right?
Damn.
So if you run a business, you need like organic, paid, and also referrals coming through. So maybe I've got a good flow of like organic referrals coming in, but the paid ads, like 1 week of not running it, like I've lost like 30 grand at least 30 grand, right? So I'm sitting down there the night before trying to figure out which card should I use for my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok ads. And then I came to this mastermind, and this was the biggest mastership I had, right? So I was sitting down beside this guy. He's made millions from like Facebook ads, right? So he actually runs like an e-com business. He's made millions, and he's not just saying it. He's got all the proof. So
That's insane. Insane.
Yeah, people who come to that mastermind, they have to spend.
Oh, we lost them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. You're back.
All right. So basically, anyone that comes through the mastermind, you need to be spending at least $5,000 and above if you want to come to the mastermind per day, right?
Dan Henry's?
Yeah.
That you need to be spending $5,000 in advertising per day is what you're saying?
No, I mean like to get to the mastermind. Like
okay.
You paid like $5,000.
You got to pay him $5,000. Okay, dang. I mean that's a solid investment.
Yeah, so I would say it's really worth it, right? Anyways, back to my point. I was sitting down beside my friend. His name is Ray. I was sitting down beside Ray, and I was talking to him about my struggles with the Facebook ads. So I asked him, how can I fix this? He said, simple, just get more cards.
Damn.
Like, why? I said, just get more cards. And I asked him, how many cards do you have? He's like, I have more than like 50 cards.
Damn.
So basically, 4 of my cards failed, and I was like feeling down. And this guy's made millions. He's like, whatever, just get more cards. Try it.
And what do you mean by cards? I'm curious. You said cards?
Credit cards.
Oh, credit cards. Get more credit cards. Okay.
Yeah, because basically my ads failed because the cards were rejected. Meta likes to block like people.
It does. I've heard several stories. There's even one car dealership guy who was spending millions of dollars, and then Facebook just blocked him. So it's crazy. Facebook, they don't care. Honestly, Facebook doesn't really care about their customers.
You know why? You know why? Because they have an abundance mindset.
Damn.
Back in 2010, they would not restrict anything. Do you get it? Now, everyone's using Facebook ads. They can choose to do whatever they want because they control the cash flow, the money coming in.
That's what I'm.
Control the eyeballs. You can control anything. Look at Andrew Tate. Do you know what I mean?
I want to talk about Andrew Tate later, but I want to get into your story on how you started in your marketing agency. Like, what was it like? So for me, currently, right now, I'm working on building my agency, and I'm in the very, 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 very beginning stage. So I'm still working a job. I don't know what it was like for you if you were working a job. Did you quit? Did you push through while you're working the job? I want to know it all. Like share from the beginning.
Yeah, I never really had a proper job. All of the jobs that I've had, I did tutoring. I did English and Arabic. So I speak Arabic fluently. I learned it since I was a kid. So yeah. So I never really had a proper job. I did like tutoring when I was like 16, 17, just to earn some side money. Do you know what I mean? And then I took like some part-time jobs just to fund my business. And I think 2017 was when I really started. Like I got my first few clients just doing logo designs. So I was doing logo designs and like branding stuff for restaurants. And I'm still like 6 years later, I'm still in the restaurant niche. I've made so much money from the restaurant niche. So the lesson there is just to just choose a niche and just go with it and become an expert, because a specialist will always get paid more than a generalist. So back to my story, I started off doing logo designs, and I got really good at it. So we've got like a couple of clients paying us. I remember getting my first my first payment. So I did this like animation for a TV series. Like, yeah, it was Friends, right? So someone wanted like a picture of I don't know what the guy's name is. What was his name? The famous guy from Friends.
Not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Let's call him John. So I've got John's face like literally animated on someone's tote bag, and girl literally paid me like $30, and I was like, holy shit, I made $30, right? And then the next step was I did a couple of logo designs for some sports companies, and I charged $80. So I kept doubling the price, so $80, and then the next one was like $200. I did like a mural poster design, $200, and then the next one was, I think that the highest one I've got when I first started out was just $500. So I did like I still have the file. It was designing a napkin box, right? So someone found me on like a website and is like, hey, I really need this. I really like your designs, right? And then the next step was I got a client from the UK, and my friend now, his name is Harry Needham. So if you look up his name is the Harry Needham. Then you can look through like the yellow logo. That was the one I did for him. So that was like a personal branding logo that I did for him, and that's where like everything just started from that one project, because I got more projects coming in internationally. So I got like, that was crazy. It was just crazy the amount of people that I worked with, that I didn't even put my face out there because I was scared.
Damn. So you're getting all these faceless.
Faceless, literally. I was just I was just doing logo designs, and I've mustered up the courage because Harry did a post for me. So he tagged me in one of the posts, and I was like, you know what? It's time to show my face. So I just posted my face, and and then I just got more clients. Yeah.
Did you take anyone's course? Did you take anyone's course back in 2017 that kind of motivated you to start, or is it just something that you're just like, I want to start this because I like it?
It was a bit of both. I watched a lot of Christo, The Future, and also my mentor Michael Jander.
Okay.
They're all like, creative coaches. So all they do is just teach people when it comes to how to price your services for your graphic design, branding. But I think what I really found, that worked for me in the past, was just focusing on one thing. So I was focusing too much on like two different things. Like I was doing animations, and I was doing like graphic design or logo designs. I was doing everything because I liked it. So when I niched down to one particular thing, and that's where like it transitioned in 2022, I transitioned from being a branding person to like a content guy. And I really enjoy doing content because I think that's the only way you can stand out in 2024. So the idea came, I was with my cousin. We were walking one day, and I was like, look at all these TikTok videos. I'm like, why are all these girls getting all these views? Like, they don't do shit. Like, literally just dancing.
No, they don't. I hate to say it. We're going to go back and forth on that one. A girl literally posts a video, millions of views. A guy tries his hardest, unless you're Andrew Tate, posts every single day, and it takes him to get the same amount of views a girl would get from one video would take him about a year.
Yeah, exactly. So
unless you're polarizing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So back then I was scrolling through TikTok. I was like asking my cousins, like, why is this girl getting so much? So like, why is there so many so many people coming through the page watching a girl just, I don't know, just dancing to like a trendy audio? I'm like, why? And I came to this conclusion. I was like, you know what? It's just the platform. It's not about the girl. Do you get it? because the platform, all like TikTok only cares about retention.
Mm.
So
The longer people watch.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter what niche you're in. Like, and I thought, you know what, I could use this for my businesses that I'm partnering with at the moment. And then I had this idea. You know what? All my existing clients that I worked with while I was in Singapore, I was like, you know what? Let me just contact them and just see what happens. So one of them, we started the page. It's called Cucina. You can look it up. Cucina, Kucina _SG on TikTok. We grew that page along with the chef from 0 to about 252,000 followers organically.
Damn.
And we've got like 40 million views combined for the last 2 years.
Is that your page or is that a business's page?
That's the restaurant's page. So
okay, damn, okay. A restaurant?
Yeah, so we partner with so I did some branding works for Cucina. So this is the Italian restaurant I was referring to. So we built this page in 2022. I think it was in April 22. And then, fast forward 2 years later, April 2024, we've got 252,000 followers. And we've got all these brand deals coming in. Like people literally emailing us to give us free. Yesterday I was filming at this place called Fraser's Suites. I'm not sure if you know where that is, but it's literally just like a luxury apartment. And they gave us literally like 2 nights stay. It's just for us to record some content.
Damn.
And it was insane because I don't claim to know everything, but I do know what kind of content works because we've tested so much over the last 2 years. With the businesses, with the creative businesses. I mean, we're a creative business. We partner with so many different entrepreneurs and businesses. So I kind of know what kind of content works specifically. And the thing that most people do not understand is that they equate success to views and followers, but that's not the only thing. It's the amount of customers that you get from the TikToks that you create. Do you get it?
So, yeah, no. So like I would say, because I mean, at one point I was doing TikTok. But I had like a Patreon, which we say that because I was doing interviews. Have you saw the interview styles? Like people go down like to like the streets and they're like, hey, like gay son or thought daughter, and they're like to give them the mic, and like that's what I was doing. So I created a Patreon because there was some wild content that would like during my whole vlog of the night, some wild content would take place because it's like it's in a city where drunk people are drunk and like people get wild and like maybe there's a fight, maybe there's just girls making out. Anyways, we put that content to a Patreon and people want to see like the explicit content, like, you know what I mean? Like the cool stuff. Right. And I was doing that through TikTok and it was working, but I would say every one follower came from about 20 to 50,000 views or more. Wow. Like every one follower to Patreon, it was about 50,000 views. So how, what was your, like y'all's conversion rate?
Great question. Yeah. So for all the different businesses, we do have different ways of like marketing the brand. So I would say like not all attention is created equal.
Yep.
If you are a food brand, you need as many people watching your videos because it's food. Because anyone can try the food. Anyone can buy the food and taste it and be the judge for themselves. But if you're selling a high ticket service, for example, if you're a real estate agent, you know, you're selling something that's probably $10,000 and more, it's going to be really hard for you to get views.
Yes, no, I'm not going to lie. And here's the reason. Most real estate people or most business owners are boring. Like they don't have anything. They're just doing everything everyone else is doing. Like a real estate agent's just going to go and film the house, or they're going to be like, they're going to show all the content that people don't want to see.
Yeah. But here's the caveat though. Like if you work with, we work with a lot of like consultants. They do not need to get views like all the time. Is quite a controversial opinion because the thing is, not like I said, not all attention is created equal. If you have 50,000 views from kids, from brokies, what are you even doing? Like you're wasting your time. I'd rather get. If I was a real estate agent, I'd rather get 1,000 views from the right people that are actually viewing the house.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. Hold on. You're right on that.
Because your goal is to get customers. Right?
Yes.
If you're Andrew Tate, like the reason why he's so popular is because people, they either hate the message or they like him?
I like every message other than like what the news and all that stuff put out. I like every freaking message by Andrew Tate because it's motivating and it's empowering and it makes me want to do more and become a better man.
Yeah, I can tell that. Yeah, so it's polarizing, all right? So people like that. So to appeal to the mass market, you've got to be like a certain way. You have to like trigger a lot of people and heaps of them. And once you do that, obviously it's easier to get traction. But the thing is, you have to ask yourself, what kind of business are you running? If you're selling a course, then I think that method works, right? Saying something really dumb on a podcast is really something really wild, just for people to watch your content and potentially buy your course. But if you're selling to like doctors, I'm selling to aesthetic doctors. I've got 2 clients in the aesthetic space. They are of a certain kind of caliber. Do you get it? So like,
no, I get it because
you don't want to talk brokies. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're on. So for instance, whenever I joined Dan Henry's podcast, I had no shirt on, I had a pair of headphones on, and I had the glasses just like Andrew Tate. When I joined him, and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck are you wearing?" He's like, "This is like the Andrew Tate style. This works for like a mass audience, but this is not going to work for millionaires."
Yeah.
So back to what you were saying is like you have to be tailored to your audience. You don't want to give like brokey vibes or like, I'm talking about to like millionaires
exactly. So if if you're a real estate agent and you're selling like, $5 million houses, don't look homeless. Just don't look homeless. Do you get it?
Got it.
It's so simple, but it's like, I think people just forgot about it. Like, do you get it? Like, if you're running paid ads to a specific target market, you have to look and sound like exactly how they envision you to be like.
Damn. Yeah, they're judging you. Your audience is definitely judging you.
Yeah, so they say don't judge a book by its cover. Sorry to say, but your audience will judge you by how you look and how you sound. Do you get it? So like, yeah, I feel like most people don't really pay attention to that because that's what I've learned. We've posted more than 2,000 plus videos over the last few years. And the number one thing I've learned is that you have to tailor your services to the market and not the other way around. Which means that any client that comes to you, if you're selling a high ticket service, you have to tailor your solutions specifically towards what they're looking at. Yeah.
Damn, that's hard though. That's hard. You kind of need to sit down and think about this. You can't just you should start, but you need to really think about who your brand and who your audience is. That's definitely
exactly. So the thing is, you've got 2 options. So number one, you could test and test and test, or you could just sit down in analysis paralysis and do nothing.
So for the people out there, why do people hire you versus do it themselves? You know what I mean? Why don't they just say like, you know what? I could post on TikTok. I'm just going to go ahead and do this myself. Like I know all like my staff's here. I'm just going to give someone the phone. They're going to record TikToks and they're going to make the videos. Like what separates you from just an everyday staff member posting their content?
Experience pays the bills, not rookies. That's it. Yeah, would you hire, for example, I give this example all the time to my clients and the people that we work with. Would you, if your mom, had to go through
my mom.
I'll literally say this to this prospect, right? So your mom, let's just say your mom.
My mom, yeah. I'm gonna give her the phone.
Your mom, let's just say your mom had to go through heart surgery, God forbid.
Okay.
To choose the doctor who has been specialized in this for the last 35 years, or would you choose an intern?
I'd choose the specialist every day, any day.
Any day, right? So the thing is, you could hire an intern. This is something I've seen time and time again. People try to shortcut their way through.
Yep.
It's kind of like, I like this example. Like, do you know like those bodybuilders that inject like synthol to their arm?
Or what, like steroids?
Just look it up, synthol. It's just like a messed up drug that, like kind of like redefines your body. You know, like you probably have like uneven muscle on your biceps or something.
Israel Adesanya? I'm just kidding. He had the bigger like.
Yeah. So you could go and hire like a professional, you know, like PT, or you could just do it yourself and like suffer for the next 3 to 5 years. Because the thing is, what we're doing is we help to shorten down the learning curve. That's it. We don't claim to guarantee, oh, if you work with us, you'll get 50,000 views and like 100,000 followers. Well, it's happened to a lot of our partners. But the thing is, it really depends on your business. So the difference between working with us and working with the rest is that we know we know how to troubleshoot when things go wrong. And that's what people pay for, which is specialist advice.
Powerful. So I know you know this question's coming. I know you're probably prepared for it. You've probably seen this online, the news outlets, everything going crazy. TikTok will no longer exist in America.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, they've been saying that for the last 5 years.
You think they're going to pull through with it?
No.
How come? I'm curious, like, because you have to be like, this your entire business shut down if they do this. Well, not really. You can work with people in other countries, but like solely for America, if they do this, what does that say about America? And two,
yeah,
where do you see the future of your business if it does actually shut down? Like if it really is gone from the United States?
Great question. To be honest with you, we have 2 clients from the States at the moment, and they are always like in our meetings. They're like, "Do you think TikTok's going?" It's like, "Do you think TikTok's going to go?" I'm like,
well, I think we're just going to stop paying you because TikTok's not going to exist anymore in a few months.
Yeah. So my business is not hinged on TikTok, so I don't care. I mean,
okay.
I do not even care about TikTok. I just want to make this clear to anyone who knows me. I don't care about TikTok. I just literally can't be asked. Because you know why? Because it's just a platform, just like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You know, if it's gone, it's gone. Who cares? I'm not tying my entire business to a specific platform, but I'm just saying that at this current stage in 2024, it works the best, right? Tomorrow, there could be like a new app called, I don't know, Lemon Squeezy, or I don't know, whatever that comes up will go to that platform because you just need to change with the times. So if TikTok shuts down tomorrow, my business will double.
I like the mindset. That's the abundance mindset you were talking about right there.
Because people will go and flock to like all the other platforms and we'll be there. That's fine, right? The thing is, you know, every single call, I was like every single month we do like a growth call with our US partners. Be like, "Hey Sam, do you think TikTok's finally gonna go?" I'm like, no. They've been saying for the last 5 years, if they actually pull through, I'll be surprised. I will actually be surprised, but I don't think so.
Well, they passed the bill.
Yeah, think about the amount of business owners in the States that would have the entire business shut down because, the reason why they're successful is because of TikTok.
Yes, no, massive. Even influencers, like some of these people, that's where they get all their money from.
Exactly.
Like TikTok.
Right.
But
yes,
according to Andrew Tate, don't they want that? They want people to remain brokies. Like, don't they want people to go back to the Matrix? Like TikTok is helping people escape the Matrix. They want you to stay in the Matrix.
Well, do you know what? If TikTok shuts down, there's going to be another platform. So what?
True. This is time for Tom to come back. Tom from MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace, Friendster,
Tom Talk,
whatever you want to call it. If it comes back, I'm not too fussed about it, honestly. I would say if it shuts down, then you're probably going to see more riots in America than anywhere
Think
else.
So?
Yeah, I do. Because it's like most businesses, it's heavily hinged on like they use TikTok on a daily basis. Like they do lives. Like, do you know how many, like, there's so many people using TikTok in the States. Like, I think it's probably like the number one.
I think it's 170 million. I think that's what it is. I saw yesterday.
That's insane, the numbers.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if you were to shut down TikTok because, some, privacy issues or whatever, then it's a shame, really. It's a shame. So, yeah. Such a shame. But
yeah, if they shut it down.
I really don't know, but I just don't care if they do shut down.
I don't need to develop your mindset. I mean, I care a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, think about small business owners. Think about people who, like, I don't know, like have an ice cream shop. What are they going to do? People who, like single mothers, they make a living from, I don't know, affiliate links on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can shut down the platform because of China. Because of China. Why?
It's our number one competitor.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Who owns us?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm honestly sick and tired of this back and forth. Every week there's like news about US banning TikTok. I might watch this video maybe like 3 years from now and probably regret what I'm saying. But I don't think.
Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled.
It's okay, cancel me. That's fine. Yeah, 3 years later, I'll probably watch this video. Probably gonna clip this and put it on my Instagram. Like, TikTok, it's not gonna get. It's not going away. It's not going away. It's not going away.
3 years later, I'm gonna post this clip right here. TikTok not going away ever.
TikTok is the way to go.
Whew, man, so we've covered a lot. We have about 20 more minutes. I want to respect your time. I know you run a business and don't want to pull you away for too long. But I do like Andrew Tate. It looks like you're an Andrew Tate fan. Looks like I wouldn't say fan, but like you like Andrew Tate as well. What would you say you like about him the most?
I think the masculinity part is quite interesting. I haven't seen anyone talk about masculinity and, like, I don't know, just being motivated every single day to do work. If you just type in Andrew Tate motivational, I think you'll just have that dopamine rush. It's better than drinking Red Bull.
Yes, no, for real. Like the other day I had some like work troubles. Like not troubles, but like work like difficulties. And then you go put up Andrew Tate, and he's like, "Don't be a pussy. Life is war. Like, you need to fucking quit being like a little bitch. Like, this is nothing, and you need your life to be hard, and you need to all this." And I'm like, man, damn, am I being a pussy? Like,
yeah. So I would watch that. There was one particular clip that I have it on my playlist. So it was where he got like this whiteboard, and he was like, "Speed. You need speed."
I know the video.
Everything has to happen now. Like, oh, I need a website done. He was like, "I need a website done," and the guy said it was 3 days. Why? I need it in the next hour. I'll find someone that can do it in the next hour. That's the mindset that I've developed, which is like, I'm very fast with things. And money loves speed. So that's what I've learned. And that's really true. I'll tell you something about my industry. So we work with a lot of like food and beverage business owners. And a lot of them, they're really skeptical, right? They're like, "Oh, I'm not sure if TikTok's going to work. I'm not sure if content is not going to work." But the thing is, that's analysis paralysis, in my opinion, right? How else are you going to get customers if you're not going to post content? How? Like, okay, put some flyers out. That's great, but it's not really effective, is it? It's kind of like crawling to the gym and driving to the gym. Both works, but which one is more effective? Do you get it?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, like, I talked to a lot. I mean, I've spoken to hundreds of business owners, And the number one common thing that I've seen is that the one who acts the fastest will always make more money. And they are like in a month, right? If we talk about monthly recurring revenue, they're probably in like the top 1% of people who I met this. I'll give you an example. So met this jewelry, you know, this guy owns like a jeweler shop. So went to the meeting. I don't really do physical meetings anymore, but I thought that I had a good feeling about the business, and I kind of liked it. You know, I went to meet him up at a restaurant right opposite his shop, right? So I said like, okay, this was the price, this was the investment that I've quoted you previously, and he had a look at it. And he's like, let's go.
Damn, just like that.
Yeah, just like that. And it's for most people, it's a huge investment. For most people, it was a huge investment for most people who wouldn't understand like the direction that we were going towards. So I sat down, less than 5 minutes. He liked my vibe, and he's like, "I've seen your work. I've seen your case studies. I've read through all your case studies. I've watched all your videos. I'm ready to go. I don't want to waste time. Let's go." And then we film content, and it's all done. And he's a client now. So that happened literally within like 5 minutes.
Speed. It's just all about speed.
And then like it's because the guy has been running the business for like 4 generations. Like he's probably like the 4th generation owner, and it's a family business. And the reason why they're still hanging on is because the guy moves fast. He doesn't ask his wife or his daughter for permission. And funnily enough, I've got like a similar lead that came through that same week, right? So this was like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we've got another lead, and the guy was like on the fence. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna hire you guys, you know, just to create content for us. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. So basically, he asked his daughter for her opinion. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know, we're just hiring this creative team to help us with the content." And the daughter was like, "No, I don't want you to do it." And it just like a back and forth, right? Oh, should I save money? But the guy hasn't done anything for the last 20 years. Can you imagine that? He hasn't done any marketing in the last 20 years. He's just barely surviving.
Because he's probably like, I get my business on referral. I'm a referral guy.
Yeah.
All my business is referral. I've heard that.
Yeah. So like if you solely rely your business on like referrals, then you can never grow. It's a good source of like, you know, business, but you can't do that because in 2024, like whatever industry that you're in, you know, if you're a real estate agent, you're a restaurant, you're a doctor, you know, everyone, you need like a way to get more clients independently of like referrals, because at some stage they will die off and you would lose business because people do not know who you are. So that's the number one problem that we try to solve, which is we try to target people that are already in the market to buy from us, and that's what we help our clients to do. So back to my first example of the guy he was an owner of like a jewelry brand, you know, pretty famous. So he was like, "Hey, yeah, I've seen your work. Just want to start. Let's not waste time." And he just literally walked away. He's like, "Send me the invoice. Get your finance team to send me the invoice. I'll do it." And then that same day it was processed. The same day we started, and then the next week we filmed. And
that's the clients I want to work with. But how have you incorporated speed, like the Andrew Tate speed, like, you know what, speed, move fast? How have you incorporated that into what you do now versus like finding yourself moving slower than you should be? You know what I mean? Like maybe you're like, man, let me think about this for a few days, or how have you incorporated speed or the mindset of speed?
Yeah, decision making. So mainly like I'll tell you another incident that happened this week. So we had a client who was going through like so much back and forth. I didn't fancy working with this new person that came through the business. So basically, this business hired someone to be a part of the team I didn't quite like the person,
Mm.
and yeah, like we just left it, and we went separate ways, right? So the thing is with content, it's the same. Like you just have to post. If you have 3, 4, 5, especially like people who haven't done any content in the past, to give you opinions about the content that you want to post, that slows down everything.
Yep. And most business owners, I'm not gonna lie, they move slow. They move very, very, very slow.
Yeah, and then
I watch them.
They get people who are unqualified to comment on the content. Like it doesn't matter who this person is. Like all it matters is what your customers want to hear.
Yep.
If I was in the market for a pen, I could say, oh, the pen is really great because, you could do this and that. But ultimately, it's all about the customer. I've got to craft my content according to what the customer wants. For example, if the customer needs the pen for, I don't know, like, they are in the specific, profession where they have to present themselves well in front of the clients, then I would tailor my messaging specifically towards that. Do you get it? So, do you know what I mean? Like, like most people would just create something for fun. And then, the thing is, you could either do that or you could create something that would get you more customers. I always choose the latter, even if we don't get like, as much views, because ultimately it's all about customers. It's not about you.
I think the more, I think Dan Henry talks about this, the more like on point you are with your audience and the message and like the exact problem, you're not going to get a lot of views. But if you're way off brand and way out there and you start dancing and doing videos, you're going to get tons of views. Yeah. But you're not going to get no clients, more than likely.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So spot on, 100% spot on. The thing is, like, also another thing with regards to like signing clients, I could tell right off the cuff who's going to be a good client, who's not going to be a good client, just by the questions that they ask. So I have this. So everything in business for me is psychology.
Yep.
You've got to understand where the person's coming from, and then you've got to tailor your solutions accordingly. So some people ask really dumb questions, and I'm like, I had a bad feeling about this person. You know what? Leave it. I don't want to work with you. Right? So, I asked Dan Henry, funnily enough, I asked Dan Henry about this, and I said, sometimes when we speak to like prospects and stuff like that, like I would get this gut feeling thing where I feel like, this guy is not really serious about it, about growing his business. And then Dan Henry was like, I don't believe in gut feeling. It was made up from someone. Someone in the past made it up, and they say he doesn't believe in gut feeling. But I truly believe in gut feeling. That's something I disagree with him on.
He's very direct. He's very like straight to the point. Like,
yeah, that's what I like, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like a slave, like agree with everything he says. But when it comes to business, obviously I'll listen to whatever he's got to say.
Well, he wants to get, his goal is to get million, like to grow his YouTube channel. He wants thousands and thousands of views. You know what I mean? Like that's every time I see him post, he's like, my YouTube channel sucks. Like YouTube sucks. It's not growing. Like I'm spending all this money, and which is good because he's trying to learn and get better and grow it. But do you think he's getting out of the, what's the best way to ask this question? You think he's thinking more like Andrew Tate versus like what he's actually good at when he's trying to get lots of views?
I think he's tailoring his messaging towards business owners. And the reason why I feel like a lot of the content does not go out according to plan is because people like those Andrew Tate stuff, which is like those public, over the top, polarizing style of videos. People like that. But when it comes to business, the amount of people that want to start a business, it's I don't know. I mean, I think it's not. People are on YouTube just to have fun, in my opinion.
Like entertaining. They're watching the streamers. They're watching I don't know if you know Aiden Ross or Neon. The streamer Neon is going around getting jumped and beat up, and he's also. He's on. Yeah, I watched that dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I even catch myself watching him. he was on Andrew Tate's podcast with Aiden Ross, and he was just like, "Yo, Andrew Tate, you're a bitch. Like, fuck you, motherfucker, piece of shit, Andrew Tate." And I'm like, damn, that's the first time I ever heard of him. And then now he's like blowing up to like massive levels. But
yes, so yeah, there's a specific audience. Like the people that watch. I mean, I don't ever watch these guys, but I've seen it somewhere on like TikTok Shorts or like YouTube Shorts, and the people like there's a very specific audience to that. People who like enjoy getting seeing other people get beat up or something.
But those aren't the business owners who are going to pay you money. The people watching those. So how does someone create entertaining content? Like, for instance, a business owner out there, how do they be entertaining, but also on brand so that they can reach their audience? You know what I mean? Like, so their audience doesn't look at them and be like, oh yeah, this dude's a goofball. I am not giving him my business.
Yeah, ultimately, it depends on the audience. Again, in my opinion, the way that we've done it and the way that I've seen it works. So we work with, I think at this stage, hundreds of businesses, right?
Okay.
And number one thing that I've seen that works really well is that having a combination of educational content and something that is raw and authentic, meaning that you don't want to be too serious all the time.
Even if you're working with millionaires?
Yeah. Because the thing that makes them stop and like for the first 3 to 5 seconds is just trying to figure out what the video is about. So let me show you this one video that I thought is pretty cool.
Yeah, because I thought millionaires would be like, they're going to definitely judge you to like a whole nother level. But I don't know, because I haven't really like experimented yet.
Yeah, so this guy, I'll show you this. I'll play this video for you. Have a look at this. So this was in London.
This is how you make an organic ad for TikTok and Instagram.
Best handmade dumpling in London. Bingo cottage, 37 Stratton Brown.
I'm dead.
So brilliant. This video has 2.4 million
Damn.
Views.
You know the hook.
And the hook of the video was a guy in an accident, supposedly.
Yeah, so people like tune in really, like they tune in and then they're like, and then they calm down.
That video got me thinking, oh, what happened? Was it like, I don't know. And then the guy was like, yeah, best dumplings in the UK. Visit this restaurant today. It was like a 10-second video, but it caught my attention. And the thing is, he's not really on brand if that's his brand. Do you get it? Like most people try to be like, oh yeah, too corporate and too serious. But the thing is, he's attracting the mass market, and this is the stuff the mass market likes. If you're attracting like investors, you can't be doing something like this. I mean, you can, but I don't know the kind of people that you'll attract, because ultimately.
Well, I forgot what it was. It was literally 2 days ago. It was like an ad. They were carrying a casket. It was carrying a casket, and 2 people were walking with a casket. They dropped it, and then like the guy, and then it like transitioned to a guy rolling, and then popping up, and like he's like, "Yo," he's like, "Boom, boom, boom," starts doing his pitch. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, but it like caught my attention.
Yeah, the point of those videos is just to make people stop. It's kind of like running ads. If you are the main goal of running ads is just for people to stop and book a call with you. It's not to buy instantly, because you haven't built the trust. So it's all about the hook. And like, in my opinion, it's just all about the hook. People like controversial, entertaining, dramatic stuff. So you've got to blend in both. Find a way it fits your audience. So if you run a B2C like business, then doing content like what I've shown you earlier would probably work really well. But I know clients of mine, my content partners, they wouldn't want to do something like that because it's not, within their brand. Some of our partners prefer to like cook, and that's where we get the most traction. But if they went on, do something like this, probably it's gonna they're gonna lose customers.
Yes,
right?
possibly. I mean, I feel like once you have the I think once you have the customers, they're more likely kind of know who you are. But like getting the customers, it'll be harder to get customers if you're way, way, way off brand and not aligned with their values and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I like this because I actually heard this podcast by Alex Hormozy. He said one time he did a video, a particular video, and then one of his team members was like, "Alex, we should do this because it will get a lot of views." And then he thought about it and it was like, "No, we're not posting this. I don't care about virality. I care about getting the right eyeballs to the business." So it's not about virality all the time because it depends on your business. Do you get it? Because business owners will only be attracted to a particular style of content if you are in a specific niche, right? So if you are in a B2C market, obviously test out a bunch of different things, like restaurant owners could obviously do something like that, create something entertaining and funny. People would come, and there were actually comments. If you go to that specific video, I think their sales probably increased that week because people started coming.
I have a question. You know the streamers, right? You know Aiden Ross and all them and all them. Would that style like content, like not the style, but like imagine like Aiden Ross, right? But for like the entrepreneur space, like you're streaming every day, is like reacting to other people's videos. Do you think that would work for the entrepreneurs, like to the entrepreneurs?
I would say it would work, but it depends on what they're selling. Typically, people like this, they're selling courses, online courses, or like a mentorship program, or probably like a community. So again, I would just go back to my philosophy, which is like not all attention is created equal. You want the right people watching your content, but sometimes on TikTok, you have to do something a bit wild, maybe say something a bit crazy, just for people to stop and trigger them, So I would say like, do what you think would work for the audience, because if you don't know your audience, if you don't know your niche, then you don't have a business.
Well, my audience is like coaches and consultants around like the $10,000 to $20,000 per month mark.
Yes. So what exactly do you help them with?
So right now I'm working on helping them with paid advertising. I don't have any customers right now. 0 customers. I'm just getting started back again. I had my first marketing agency back in 2017 is when I first started, but I went the whole opposite route and I got distracted and started trying to drop ship, and I started trying to model, and I started trying to do this, and boom, boom, boom. And I just recently watched a video by, I think his name starts with, what's his name? Anyways, he's just like another Sam Ovens.
Wow.
Like he teaches like stuff like Sam Ovens. He's like, imagine you and you're like, you're the driver, and then you got the vehicle, which is going to take you to your goal, which is like 10,000 per month, 20,000 per month.
That's so Sam Ovens. That's so Sam Ovens.
Yeah, so he's like, you're in the vehicle, or you got the vehicle, you have the marketing agency, then you're driving it down the road, and then next thing you know, you're like, the vehicle broke down, or there's problems with the vehicle. So instead of fixing it, you get a new vehicle. You're like, okay, now I'm going to drop ship. Wow. So that's what I did. And he's like, every time you stop, you go back to the beginning. And he said the beginning is 7 years. He says it takes about 7 years to grow business. So every time you're picking up a new vehicle, whether it's drop shipping, whether it's like anything, you know what I mean? Just I think I started a bounce house business. I was starting multiple ideas. I'm like idea king, but none of them ever like pushed through because I don't give them a long enough time horizon. Yeah. So I literally have a junkyard full of businesses right now. But so right now I want to help coaches and consultants. I'm still kind of like in the beginning phase. I'm working a job, and my goal is to really still understand I'm still working on my offer, like the exact offer that I'm going to offer, and then how I'm going to help them achieve their goals, which is obviously to get more customers.
Yeah. So I think in your scenario, the first thing I would do is just have a quantifiable result. What exactly they'll be receiving working with you, and like a risk reversal is like, hey, I guarantee you get, I don't know, 50 booked appointments in a month, or else money back.
It's free, or else it's free.
Yeah, or else it's free or money back, So like no one will ever give you money apart from the fact that that you will help them to make more money.
Yeah. In the
That's what
beginning,
I
I
like.
don't have any results, so I have to literally lower the risk because they're not going to want to work with you if they know they're going to lose at the very end.
Yeah, so that's how I started. So I started off like really small with like the clients that we work with, and now we're working with 8-figure companies because they've seen
Damn.
they've seen small case studies that we've done
Damn.
of small businesses. So we've got this company that literally paid us like a 5-figure retainer, 15 grand per month
Mm-hmm.
to do content for them.
With legit, you gave them a guarantee?
No guarantee.
Or no. That was back in the day. You give the guarantee.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Okay.
Back in the day, I didn't even really like. No, I didn't give like guarantees. Probably like the first 2 months of running the business.
Okay.
When I got the clients, then you don't need a guarantee because you start to learn what works and what doesn't work. And the kind of people now, if they've seen like the kind of work that we do, if they ask for a guarantee, I wouldn't work with them.
You won't work with them?
No. There's no reason for me to work with someone that wants a guarantee because nothing is guaranteed in life apart from death.
Very true. I agree. You can't really guarantee, but they also got to put the work in, and you got to give it time. You got to give it time and put the work in. People who want guarantee are looking for the quick fixes, and you can't really quick fix someone's business.
And typically, these are like the worst people to work with, the brokers, and like literal idiots. So, look, people who want guarantees, I don't blame them because you need some sort of risk reversal, right? But in my industry, you can't guarantee shit because the thing is you're creating content, and the content has to do with the products. If this, like, you can't polish a turd. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm dead.
Right? You can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
You try it once, but you can't. Because if you're selling, like, the reason why we only work with successful companies is because it's easier to work with them.
Yeah, you're not refining anything. You're not refining their funnel. You're not refining their offer. Like, their offer is converting. They're going to get clients, and all you have to do is put people into the funnel. And then if they built their company correctly, it converts. But if you work with someone in the beginning phase, I mean, they probably don't have everything mapped out, and then
I might in the next 1 or 2 years, I might revert my offer back to like helping beginners because of what I've learned. I think it's going to be really beneficial. So I'm probably looking for like some sort of community this year.
Yep.
To work with like beginners and people who are just starting out because there is a market for that to help. Because I know a lot of people have been DMing, for example, my Instagram, TikTok, and email, mainly just wanting to learn what works specifically because they're just starting out. So I also I try not to make this mistake that some people who are new, they are really serious and they would do anything to learn from someone like myself who's gone through all these struggles for the last few years, few years of working hundreds of businesses in the past. So they would pay any amount of money to learn that because it helps to shortcut the path. So there's a distinction. So here's another thing, like if you're selling like online coaching or program, I think a lot of people make this mistake, and I used to do that. I think everyone that comes through that, they would not be like a good kind of like client because they would ask silly questions, stupid back and forth. But that was a mistake I did in the past. But what I've learned was there is a market of serious entrepreneurs who are just starting out and want to learn. So yeah, if anyone's watching this out there, if you are, I don't know, like a fitness coach or you're some sort of coach, like there is a market for people who are wanting to learn and not time wasters. So you just have to find them. And that's the struggle. That's the struggle. That might take you a year, might take you about probably like 3 to 4 years. But once you get the messaging dialed in, which is really important why you need an offer that converts. So yeah, it might take a couple of years, probably like a couple of months, I don't know, depending on your niche. But if you do find the right market for your niche, then that's probably like the first step for you to have this sort of like customer flywheel.
Yep.
Paid ads, organic, referrals, whatever. like there is endless possibilities. I'm a very positive person. I like to, exude positivity in the world, because I think you will attract the kind of people that you talk to.
What you put out to the universe is what you get back.
Yeah, what you're looking for, you'll often find it.
Yep.
So if you're looking for negativity, you're always trying to nitpick on other people, you probably have a shit business, right?
Damn.
So like that's what I've seen. Like that's completely true, because the best clients that we work with, so we are in the creative space, right? They'll be like, hey, we've just done this video, and then the team's just editing it, and then we send it back, and then the client will be like, okay, just post it. I trust you guys.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, no back and forth. Like people, the worst people to work with. Hey, micromanage you. Like I'm not saying that it's not important, but like you can tell like where you can tell where the person is at by the amount of by the kind of things that they focus on. Like some of the things that some people focus on, they're not even like relevant, right?
Yep.
Just petty little things. So that's the reason why, for me specifically, I only take like bookings and calls with people who are qualified. So I don't want to waste time. Life is really short, And one thing that I've experienced is that I was really happy to take my whole family for like a holiday trip, just a month ago, yeah. And it was 14 days, like literally 2 weeks out of the country, and took my whole family. And I was really happy that I was able to do that. And it's always the result of like entrepreneurship, I would say, and struggling at a young age. So,
and you, I was watching a podcast. First, where'd y'all go? I'm curious. Where'd y'all go for y'all's vacation?
Saudi Arabia.
So where? Oh, Saudi Arabia. Dope. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So like it was an experience and a half. Honestly, it was
Saudi. Yeah, no,
it was an amazing trip. I really enjoyed it, and I was glad that I was able to take my whole family to the trip, because I wouldn't imagine doing this. Like if you told me like probably like 10 years ago when I was like 15, I used to think I was stuck in the Matrix, right? That word didn't even exist, the Matrix. I mean, Andrew Tate popularized it. So I was just thinking to myself, like 10 years ago, I thought earning like $3,000, $5,000 was a lot of money. Can you imagine that? And it took my first 100 grand per month. Yeah, it completely changed everything for me. So I look at money like very differently like these days.
Is that what you're making per month? Because I was watching a podcast you were on recently. You were making at that point like 55,000 per month, I think, on that podcast.
Yeah, we're doing more than that. Yeah, definitely.
Damn, that's insane. But that's because you hire smart people like Dan Henry, who helps you fix your offer so you can charge more.
Exactly. That's what people don't see. Like I don't really post it online. It's just that I like to do things privately. I just live privacy, which is quite, which is pretty contradicting. Running a social media creative business, but as a person, I'm quite a private person. I don't really like, sharing my personal stuff with like a lot of people, because why do you need to know? Like you're working with me as a client and as a content partner. You're asking about my wife, you're asking about my children. Like I'm not even Andrew Tate. He blurs his like daughter's face. We didn't even know he was married.
No, I didn't know he had kids or was married for the longest time. But he does that on purpose because he knows how the internet is.
The internet is a crazy place. So it's crazy. Honestly, it is crazy. But yeah, I really do enjoy like entrepreneurship. Like even now, it's like, I don't know, it's flipping 12 a.m. and I'm still here.
Damn.
Working on my new book.
Okay, what's it called? And also, what I wanted to get into was your course.
Yeah, I haven't fully developed it yet, but it's more about content creation for business owners. I would streamline like all the lessons that I've learned, running all these accounts and growing the accounts and actually getting revenue. And creating content that converts into actual customers. So that the idea was to create like a program and also have like a monthly call with people who are in the membership club. So we will talk about content, bounce off ideas. So every week I'll share something new, or maybe just go around the room and just discuss ideas. So these are all business owners or people who are wanting to start a business. It's not launched yet at the moment.
Okay.
But the course videos are all ready. So there's about 10 videos at the moment that I've filmed. So I'll probably, in the next month, you probably see it in the description box below if you do want to edit.
I'll edit the video and you can put it in we can put it in the podcast so they can buy the book or the course.
Yeah, so I'm releasing like a quick guidebook for business owners who want to create content and get in like customers almost instantly. So that's my kind of like specialty, which is something I do for not just for my business, but also for a lot of other different businesses out there. So I really do enjoy this because I get a lot of like joy seeing my customers successful, and my success is their success, and their success is my success.
Yes.
So it's a mutual thing that we benefit from. To get it? So like I really do enjoy creating content because what's funny was it took me again one mentorship call with my coach back then, and I was researching ideas for him back then. Obviously, like 3 years ago, there was like no ChatGPT, so all the ideas came through like me doing all these kinds of like research on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, just finding out what kind of content would work for my coach. So I told him like some of the creative ideas I had, and he's like, really had the talent for content creation. I think you should do something with it. And that one call inspired me to do everything I was doing right now. And
dang,
that's the reason why.
That's crazy.
Like Brand Talk exists is because of that one call. Because he told me like you've got a talent for this. Like you've got a leverage on it. I said, what? Okay, whatever. I'll just try it. And I knew that I'll make it like successful. But the thing is, when you are just starting out, you don't know what's going to happen next. So can you imagine like the client that I onboarded like 2 years ago, they're still a client.
I mean, I can imagine it. If you do good work, they're going to stay clients.
And good work. That's what they're looking at. So
good work.
Previously, I was the guy who had to come in because all these other guys hired like some other stupid agencies out there. And then they're like, oh shit, this person messed up my entire business. And then they're really skeptical to onboard with you. And then and we had to come in and clean the shit up, like clean the mess. So
I talked to a coach the other day. He was he didn't really want much people in his business. He didn't really trust much people in his business. He was like, I don't trust people. So he's running it all himself. Yeah.
Can you it's the learning curve is so huge. I mean, from you making $0 to $10,000. No, sorry, $0 to $1,000 and 1,000 to like 10,000, 10,000 to 50,000, 50,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to 200,000, and then beyond that, it's the learning curve is just as you grow, there's more problems that you need to solve. But that's just the nature of running a business. But I really do enjoy what I do at a young age. I think I've been able to explore a lot of different things. It's like unlimited earning potential. Once you have the skill, you can do anything, really. But
what's the biggest lesson you learned from 2017 until now? Like, what would you say that biggest lesson is that like that if you learned this in day one, you probably would have fast tracked there's no fast track, but you would have, you know what I mean? You would have been like more like successful early.
Solve rich people's problems. They pay better.
Damn.
That's it. Don't work with brokies. That's it.
What would you consider a brokey? Just curious. Like what number are you looking at? Like anything under this number is considered a brokey, like per month.
It's not really about the numbers. It's about the mindset.
Okay.
Because a brokey can make money. Like, come on. Like, if you went on Fiverr, if you tried your hardest, you probably get $100 like in a month at least. If you're not dumb, if you're not retarded, to get it. At least $100. At least, come on, like do some logo design. I don't know, brochure, something. If you tried your hardest, probably get $100 from Fiverr or Upwork, whatever, right? But it's really about the mindset. Because I used to work with a lot of people who are just like, they have the brokey mindset. Like nothing you say is gonna change them. It's literally impossible. It's you just lose. You just lose. No
Like,
matter
what am
how-
I going to get out of this? How long is this going to take? It's not going to work. Or like, oh, this is a lot of work I got to do on my end. You want me to film all these videos and stuff like that? Like, that's a brokey mindset.
Yeah, exactly. So I hate working with people like that, and I fired all of them. So now that
Do you
I've got-
film? Do you go in person to film all these, or you work virtual and they film?
Yeah, it depends on who we work with. It really
Okay.
depends. It really depends. US clients, obviously, they film it themselves
Yeah.
and pass it to my creative team. But it's really about the ideas and the execution at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if I'm there. It doesn't matter if I'm not, I'm not in the group. Like, ultimately, it's all about the ideas and the execution. The two things that I think that I'm lacking at the moment is obviously information to grow my business. So that's why I'm
Yep.
always late. So there's two things in business, which is information and execution. So like, sometimes you might have all the information in the world, but you don't know how to execute. And some other times, you might execute, but you don't have the right information. So you're just doing it blindly, just throwing darts in the dark. So that's what most people are doing, I feel like, when it comes to content. So that's why that's where we try to come in and try to help them out with with getting customers through content, because I do think it's a really important aspect of business, which is creating content.
No, very.
For the average business owner, like, you can't, like, there's actually no other way for you to get more customers if you have a physical shop.
Then
but
create
you don't
content.
have-
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could run, a flyer campaign. You could put your shop, on a banner, but it's not really effective, is it? Because everyone's just wanting videos. They want to watch videos. They want to trust you, but you just have to give them a reason. Why should I trust? Why should you trust me as a business? So one thing I like to do is just putting all the testimonials. So people can doubt you. People can doubt you, but they can't doubt your testimonials. That's
very true. They can't. And that's going to help build trust, and that's going to help them, the right people work with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If they don't trust testimonials, then
they're like, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I don't know what to tell you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, they're not going to trust. They don't even trust themselves at that point. They're like,
exactly. Wow, I love that. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that in my VSL.
Let's go. Well, man, I appreciate having you on. Where would you like people to follow you? I know you have YouTube, Instagram.
Yeah. It's Sam Heedy on YouTube. I'm a bit more active on YouTube at the moment, and it's the same for all my socials. But the business that I run at the moment is called Brand Talk, BRANDTOK _ on Instagram, on TikTok. It's just Brand Talk. Yeah, that's it really. So really excited I'm really glad to be here on this podcast with you. We just met through like a YouTube comment. But
YouTube, we connected because I like the fact that you followed that. Like you went to Dan Henry's mastermind, and two, you live in Dubai. I'm like, two of the best things right there.
something
So I was like, yo, I got to connect with this guy. I got to connect with him.
So I'll see you in Dubai then.
No, really, I have to come to Dubai. I looked at the round trip. It was like $1,000 for a round trip.
Yes, it's affordable.
So I definitely want to make it out there. But hold on, let me shut this off. Appreciate you guys tuning on. I don't really have an exit, but this is the best exit you get right now. And subscribe.